Y'all, so I figured today would be a good day to do an update to my EDC. A couple things have changed, both in my EDC and the world we live in. It's gotten quite interesting out there, to say the least, and I've made a couple changes because of that. The last one I did was about 7 months ago, and I believe that was a spring-summer EDC video, whereas this is kind of be a, I guess, a late winter, kind of early spring EDC video, 2020, woohoo. But let's get into it, shall we? So the boring stuff first, as usual. Still carrying my Phantom wallet, still liking it. Lost a screw recently, but it's no big deal. Wallet still holds up, still rocking those $1 bills. Swiss Army knife that I got for $1, still carrying it, still carrying my little cool key tag from Allen Anchor. Still like it. It's practical, it's useful, it's small, it's smooth, it doesn't bother me when it's in my pocket, and it works. In the last EDC video, I don't think I mentioned a lighter. I did occasionally carry a lighter. Now I'm trying to do it all the time, even though I don't smoke. But this is a Zippo lighter that I painted years ago. Kind of gave it a Red Baron tribute, celebrating some of my German heritage. But what I did was I also put in the new butane Zippo insert, because that way I don't have to worry about it drying out. Trust me, it's the one downfall of Zippos was the fact that they, if you were an infrequent user of one, they dried out, and you'd have to refill it, and you'd realize your lighter was dry. Still carrying my 10XR. Again, don't have the phone to show, but here's the pocket clip to represent it. Still carrying the Olight SR1 or S1R Baton 2. I always screw that up, but still liking it. The rechargeable battery in it, I do kind of have to probably get a new one soon, because I noticed it doesn't always stay up to 1,000 lumens as long as it's supposed to. I think it's supposed to hold 1,000 lumens for like 30 seconds or something like that, and it'll go down to like 10, probably just because the rechargeable battery's starting to go bad. But other than that, light works perfectly, and I like it. Still like how it functions. One of the things that I updated for the coronavirus was gloves. I'm now trying to at least keep, if I'm not wearing gloves, at least have a pair of gloves on me. That way, if I'm going to go into a place where I'm going to be touching a bunch of stuff, I have gloves that I can put on. Generally, I don't carry hand sanitizer on me, and I'm sure that'll be a question since everybody's buying it all up from all the stores. I keep some in my car, but I don't keep stuff on me. Generally, again, if, the key thing to practice is don't touch your face. So if I'm not touching my face, if I'm not touching anything, really no reason to put hand sanitizer on, because I can just go into any store, I'm going to be in. I can go wash my hands if need be. So yeah, I do carry gloves, and as a precaution, I do wear them as needed. So now to the fun stuff. Now, last EDC video I did, I believe I was carrying the 19X, and good gun, but I decided to upgun. Now, if I had done this video a week ago, there'd be a 329 PD sitting here rather than this gun, but recent events, I kind of had to take that out of rotation. Again, won't get into that too much. There'll be other rant videos on that. But because of all that, I am carrying my Colt Delta Elite full-size 1911 Government, and I'm loving it. This is a really nice gun. About the only thing I did to it was gave it some Altmont grips, wraparound wood grips, a little more control, feels a little nicer in the hand, and I gave it a standard mainspring housing instead of the A1 style. So that's about all I did to it. Really nice, really happy with the gun. What I'm running in it is, and hold on to your hat because I'm sure this will upset the comment section, I am carrying hand-loaded 200 grain XTP 10mm rounds. These are doing about 1,200 feet per second, and they copy the original Jeff Cooper Norma loading. So I decided I wanted to jump into the world of that. So I worked up a load, very accurate loading with this gun, and that's what I'm running with it. Now, in the holster I'm using is a 1791 open top holster. This is a very nice holster. One of the things I like about this holster is it's flat backed and it's very rigid. For anybody interested, I did do a review on it. But I'm very happy with this holster. Holds up very well, and it's a nice dark finish that goes well with everything. Now, I am carrying 2 spare magazines for this, also in a 1791 holster, right? 2 factory Colt mags. I have found the Delta Elites like the factory Colt mags the best. I tried Wilson Combat. It did not like them in the least. Probably should have done a review on that. I didn't. But, so, just a heads up for anybody carrying a Delta Elite, best mags I recommend, standard factory ones. Now, as far as backup gun, of course I always have a backup gun, I'm still carrying my 638 primarily, and this is the pocket holster I carried, and I have a variety of different holsters for it, but I have the pocket holster sitting there because I'm lazy and didn't feel like getting the rest out, and that's what I used yesterday. So, still have my 638, but I made a couple adjustments to it. So, one thing I did was I took off the boot grip and put on a full 3-finger grip that also covers the back strap. Reason being, better control, feels better in the hand, and helps me because I changed the ammo in it. Before I was carrying Federal Hydra Shock, right, and standard pressure. I upped it to 38 Special plus P Buffalo Bore 158 grain semi-wad cutter hollow points. These have performed quite well in short-barreled guns such as this 638, whereas a lot of hollow points can have issues expanding out of a short barrel like this, where these are soft lead and do quite well, and get a little better velocity out of something like this. So I decided to up the firepower in this little gun and make it a little more controllable all at the same time. So all that rides on still my same core belt. Still liking this belt. It still holds up pretty well. You can see here it's still pretty firm. I guess over the time I've had it, it's probably loosened up a little bit, to be expected. You know, belts do eventually break down, they wear out. They're, all things considered, belts get quite a workout in your day-to-day, you know, holding up everything, flexing with your body and all that. So I can expect a little bit of breakdown, but I still expect to get several more years out of this belt before needing to replace it. The ratcheting system has had no issue. I've never had it give on me, and it's still quite firm. Quite happy with it. So that's my EDC update. Like I said, couple changes due to the fact that the world we sadly are living in at the moment is a little more hostile than normal. I still think we live in a fairly safe world, but definitely a little more interesting than it was last year this time. So that's what I've done, and feel free to put down below if you have any questions or any thoughts or something I shouldn't or shouldn't do. Again, I'm excited to hear that, and have a good day.